One of the obvious answers is any delays are going to cost you in terms of project cost overruns. Okay, so it is essential to finish the project in time. Okay, so you can not only have a control on your resources in terms of manpower, in terms of capital, but also not have a capital overrun on the project. It's another important thing where you want to start generating revenues as soon as possible. Yes, for whatever the capital you deployed. Obviously, many delay not only cost overrun, but you're going to be late to market. It's multiple things. It's thousands of small things that you have to bring together. Right. I wouldn't say there's one particular challenge. The whole challenge is making sure those multiple departments, multiple contractors, multiple suppliers, multiple employees are in sync to make sure the project is being implemented smoothly and in time. Right. So that is the greatest challenge. I mean, we had certain deadlines, but there was no structure to it. It was just like, okay, let's try and finish this by so and so times. Okay. There was no plan, there was no structure. Okay. Obviously, when we started the project, we had in mind that we have to finish the project in 2.5 months. That took 2.5 years. Right. So that was the whole premise it was based on. Okay. But there was no smaller milestones being tracked. I mean, in our particular case, as you're aware, we realized very quickly that we are short on some manpower for structural, for civil. Yes. So then we had to reprioritize, and we put center plant a little bit behind, and then reallocated the resources, both capital as well as manpower resources. Yes. To finish a particular task, which is from our blast furnace to the rolling mill. So at least that gets started, and center plant can come 2 or 3 months later. Right. So that sort of decision making we have to take through our project. So I think from the very beginning you mentioned that you will help us prioritize and allocate resources in the right area, and that I think that was the main thing that came out. Right. When we engaged you. Right. Where you were able to see this is going to be a critical bottleneck or critical path for you. Right. So whereas a resource is deployed here, but why don't you deploy this here? Right. And you can still complete both the tasks in the desired time. Yeah, definitely. Especially there are a lot of items that get blindsided. Like you forget about them. They're like not on priority, and then suddenly you realize that you missed this items. I think what I like is there's probably let's say a bird's eye view approach. You are able to see everything. Right. As a promoter, you don't have time to review all the line items. Right. Sometimes even people on the site, at the site, right, they might miss something, and not something. They might miss a lot of things, which has happened, which you have seen. Right. So, with your system, right, you are able to just review the whole thing in a short period of time, and then still make sure that nothing is missed. We engaged services of realization probably when our project was completed around 50%. In hindsight, we should have engaged them right from the beginning, because the insights they gave us into the project implementation in terms of bottlenecks, in terms of deployment of the right deployment of resources would have been much more beneficial had we used their services in the beginning and were able to foresee what were the bottlenecks and hurdles that we might face. Now that the project is almost finished, they have been an invaluable asset to our process of implementation, and I would highly recommend them.
Realization Technologies. Radical simplicity, radical results.